Good morning. It is Saturday, October 8th, and we've got a busy day ahead. So my laptop has been misbehaving for the last month. It has been trying to become a brick on me, and I ordered a new battery for it, which is supposed to be here Monday, which means that, of course, the battery started working again. So I'm going to try and spend this morning. I need to edit the last vlog, which I've been trying to do for a month and just haven't been able to. I also need to get some editing done so that I can release the publishing roadmap, which is officially now late. And I've also got a panel that I'm on this afternoon. I need to go to the post office. It's a busy day, so let's get to work. Okay, we've got the vlog from last time is rendering right now. So to give my laptop the best chance of performing that I can, I am just not going to touch it until that is done uploading, and then we can worry about the rest. Okay, I tried to show you my to-do list, but it's on a sticky note on my screen. You can't even read it. So that is done. I need to make some edits to my piecework article that I turned in. And then I have the horror panel at, I think, 2:30. And I also need to go to the podcast and go to the post office and film the podcast. I think the post office needs to be next, so I need to look up when they're open. Okay, it is Sunday the 9th. We are dual screening this morning. That's how you know I've got a lot of work I want to get done. So over here, I have my playlist, I have my internet tabs open, and then on my laptop screen, I've got like Microsoft Word and that kind of thing open, the stuff that doesn't require the internet. So I crossed off most of the things I was working on yesterday, but I've added a few new things. So I still need to edit my article, film the podcast. Those are the two carryovers. And then I also need to work on editing the publishing roadmap. I need to work on Midnight Radio, episode 11. I feel like I'm never going to finish this stupid story. It was going so well until part 11, and now I don't know how to end the story. And then I also need to block this shawl for the podcast. And happily, we were gifted a steamer. So what I'm going to do, as soon as I find my voice this morning, is I'm going to make my bed. That top blanket needs to be washed anyway, so I'm just going to lay everything out, pin it down, steam it. It should dry within like 10-15 minutes tops, and then I can toss the blanket in the washer and I will have a blocked shawl. So that's what we're doing there. I may not get to the filming part until tomorrow because it is a 3-day weekend. I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm sorry, my cats are arguing. They're fluffy toddlers. It's really like having these small children in the house, except the shed. So I'm going to start with the piecework article. I need to get that done first. If I can get it to my editor by Monday, that would be great. I don't know if she's going to be in the office or not. But that way, at least it will be waiting for her on Tuesday when she gets back in. So let's start there. Okay, good morning. It is Monday. It is the last day of my 3-day weekend, and I've still got some stuff to do. I got through a lot yesterday and Saturday, but I still need to film the podcast today. I also I'm going to go through my blog, make sure that I'm not missing any November posts. I think the only ones that I'm missing right now are NaNoWriMo updates, which I will write at that time, but I just want to double check and make sure. And then of course I have Midnight Radio episode 11, which I think is actually late now, so I need to double check Patreon and make sure, and then get that stupid short story done, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, because it's boring. I hate it when I write boring things. Okay, let's get to work. I seriously don't even know where to start with this vlog, because this week has been such a roller coaster. I didn't get any writing done. I will go into more about just like the roller coaster and everything that's been happening in the podcast, which I'm going to be filming here in a few minutes. But I did just kind of want to check in, let you guys know where I'm at. The short version is that I have this week off, and then I start a new placement next week. So, not so great for money, but it does mean that I have time to get caught up on some things. So, I'm planning on doing a lot of filming this week just to get myself caught up. And I'm also debating not doing NaNoWriMo this year. Stupid planes. It's just been increasingly obvious over the last month that outside of weekends, it's really hard for me to write or get anything done when I'm working full-time outside the house. And especially with temping positions, it makes things even more difficult because I never know necessarily from week to week, am I going to have a job? Can I spend money on this thing that I want without worrying about, can I buy food next week? And it's just gotten to be a lot. And I think that for my mental and physical health, I need to just not do NaNoWriMo this year. I mean, I'm still going to be writing and trying to get things done, but I think that I need to remove the deadline element for myself for the rest of the year and just kind of see what happens, figure out if I can settle into a routine, what that routine is going to be, how much I can accomplish with it, and just kind of figure out what's happening. And unfortunately with temping, I have to do this every time I get a new job because I never know how it's going to impact me, because the impact of working from home is less than working in office. A shorter commute makes it easier for me to get things done than a longer commute. And unfortunately, I am not really the type of person who dictates very well. I don't think that way. and it's harder for me to do. Like, the only time I'd be able to do it is when I'm driving, and I'm not sure that I want to do that. So I'm just trying to figure things out and figure out what is going to be best for me and my health going forward. And I will keep you tuned in, because I don't know where this is going. Anyway, I need to put on grown-up clothes, maybe try and do something with my hair, and then I have a podcast to film. Hi, hello, good afternoon. It is Monday. I spent all day yesterday doing housework and all day Saturday doing like filming and YouTube stuff. I need to do editing this afternoon. This morning was housework and running errands. I had to go back to my office to pick up the stuff that I still had in my drawer because I didn't know when I left on Friday that I wouldn't be coming back. So I've got some laundry here that I need to sort through and like fold and hang and everything. I figured we would have a quick chat and catch up. This is my congratulations on your new job gift from Ash. He's so squishy. Bast, who is currently laying right behind the camera, is obsessed with this squishmallow and has been using it as a bed pretty much since it came through the door. But I have managed to cross so many things off my to-do list in the last 2 days. I got the trash done, I got the sweeping done, this is the last little laundry. I did a whole bunch of cleaning in the kitchen and the bathroom and did the dishes and just all sorts of stuff that has needed to be done that I haven't had the energy for. And now that it is done, I just feel so much better. And Morgan, sweetie, you're in the way. And she gives no fucks. Absolutely no fucks given. So let's see if I can fold and sort laundry with the help from Kat. So I got the podcast filmed on Saturday. I need to get that edited. And I think I mentioned on Saturday that I'm contemplating not doing NaNoWriMo. I was already going to be doing it with a much lower goal than 50,000 words, and I'm not sure that I can even hit the 30,000 word goal that I was shooting for. So that is a thing that I'm waffling on it. Like, on a daily basis, I go back and forth at least twice about should I, shouldn't I, and just have not made up my mind. I think I need to go back through that book and see where I am, because I'm also considering now just not even writing that book. So the book that was going to be my NaNoWriMo story, it's going to be the sequel to Off the Rails, which was it came out during the time I was really sick and didn't have a diagnosis yet. So it's a few years old. I haven't been able to get back to it since. I've tried a few times and it just hasn't been coming together. And I don't know what to do with it, because every time I sit down to work on it, it's just so boring. And I think that my lead up is too extensive, but I also don't want to throw you in the middle of the action, because that's not the type of book that Mrs. Andrews has. Main character, Sophia Andrews, she is an offbeat but still rather formal Victorian woman from the 1860s. And you'll always hear me call her Mrs. Andrews, because I'm the author and she won't even let me call her Sophia. So she's just Mrs. Andrews. Her books are more like the slow burn type of thing. If you've read the first book, then you know, like, there's a lot of, it's very subtle. Her books are very subtle. She is a gothic heroine. Her first book involves things like a suspected poisoning, and there's an insane asylum, and just like all kinds of, is this a threat or is it totally normal? And if you're a woman and you know anything about the 1860s, then this was totally normal. Like, is this person a threat? Are they not a threat? Women today go through that all the time, and that sort of gaslighting type of thing. So that was her first book, and I'm trying to write the second one, but her second book takes place in the West, and she's not a Western kind of gal at all. And I've tried doing different things, like changing who the narrator is, because it could be narrated from her daughter's perspective, and it's just not coming together as a book. So I don't know what to do with her. She has also told me that she would like to have a middle grade or YA series, but I have not decided if I'm going to write that or not. So I'm thinking about that and trying to decide, if I don't work on that book, then what am I going to work on? And is it going to be a NaNoWriMo book? Is it not? Because I've got a cozy mystery series I could be working on. I have a book that was inspired by the Sleepy Hollow TV show that I could be working on. Actually, that book needs an edit, and then I need to write the sequel. I have the Gothic Ladies Literary Society that needs to be worked on, but that I think needs a professional edit before I can proceed with it, because I have two different versions of that book and I can't decide which one is better, and I can't decide which one is more marketable. And the only other way I can think to fix it is to potentially turn it into a trilogy, but the first book would be really boring, which is why in the original draft it's written as flashbacks. But everyone I submitted the query to said that they hated the flashbacks. But it's really important information for the build-up. So I have not figured out what to do with that book. I have been hacking away at it since 2017, 2018, something like that. It must have been 2017 because I wrote it before I got sick. And I got the idea for it at a convention. Hi, Liana. We were on a panel together and we're talking, and the whole concept is that Gothic female authors from the Victorian era fight evil. And it's a really great book, but I can't sell it to save my life. So I'm trying to figure out what the next step is. So I think I'm going to hang up my clothes, put things away, and then we're going to get to editing some video and trying to cross a few more things off the to-do list. Okay, good morning. It is Tuesday, which means that it is writing day. Today and tomorrow I have a bunch of writing stuff that I need to get done. I need to write the conclusion of Midnight Radio 11. I have some blogs to catch up on. I want to do like the setup for NaNoWriMo. I'm still not sure if I'm going to complete it, but I at least need to get what I have so far transferred into Google Docs so that it's a little bit more portable. I also need to do some research. I've got a couple of outlines I need to finish, and I need to do edits on the compiled version of the Author Roadmap series, which is my guide to writing and NaNoWriMo and publishing, which you can find linked down in the description below. So I've got a lot to do. I'm giving myself today and tomorrow to get that done. I also have a piecework article. It's not due for like a month, but I want to get a head start on it. And I also want to brainstorm some other articles that I can submit. I don't make enough from magazine writing and book sales to survive on, but it does give me extra income when I'm between jobs, which is really useful. So I need to work on that a little bit. And I've also got just like some household chores that I want to do. I need to take out the trash. I want to clear off our back porch because it's kind of a mess. I need to do the dishes again continually. That's so frustrating. I spend all this time doing the dishes and then we just make more of them. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna grab my laptop. I swapped out the battery the other day. Appears to be working very well. I haven't had any issues with it since, so hopefully that corrected the problems and I was right, and the other issues were all related to the power issue. So let's get started. To cross off the final chapter of Midnight Radio as well as blog posts. So now I've just got some shorter things, but first I'm going to take a break. I'm going to watch some YouTube.